I hope you're having a great day and I hope you're staying safe at home. Today I want to talk about vitamin P. A lot of people have been messaging me saying, is it plant-based protein? Is it protein? And they've been mentioning and trying to figure out what vitamin P is. A lot of nutritionists also reach out to me saying, hey, we've not read about that in nutritional studies. Well, I'm not talking about a vitamin which exists today. I'm talking about vitamin P, which is necessary with whichever diet you do, whichever medical treatment you may undergo in your life. We need to understand the importance of vitamin P. I'm talking about the power of prayer. Now let's start up right at the start of this, okay? We're not talking about religion. There are various religions in the world. But now reflect on this one point for a minute. The success of every religion is not the religion. The success of every religion is the faith and belief that people have. It's the faith and belief that people have and the prayers that religion has that basically results in everything that happens in your life. So whatever religion you look at, it is the faith and belief behind that prayer that results in everything. Otherwise, you would have a list of the top 5 best religions to follow, the top most effective religions. Those lists don't work because it cannot be calculated that way. It's very, very unfortunate that people have used religion to drive hatred, to drive violence, to drive justice in the name of religion. Well, that's not religious, and that's not religion, and those are not religious people. Those are fanatics. They use religion as a tool to drive all of these negative emotions. But like I said, we're not here to talk about religion today because there's no good religion or there's no bad religion. There are only the good or bad people behind that religion. The same way I say that there's nothing wrong with alcohol. The problem with alcohol is the person abusing it, okay? There's nothing wrong with anything. Everything wrong with the person behind it, including religion. You have peaceful religion. What makes religion violent is not the essence of religion, it is the people behind it. So like I said, we're not going to talk about religion. In my line of work, we get to talk to a lot of patients who are dying because we look at end-stage diseases and end-stage cancer. What I've seen over the last couple of years, you can have the most powerful treatment in the world. You can have the best doctors, the best nutritionists, and all of that stuff. But sometimes I come across these patients who come in with so much of strength. And when we talk to them, they just say, Luke, I have so much faith. I just pray every day and I know I'm going to be okay. And that look in their eyes gives you so much of hope. And right then, with years of experience, hey, this person's going to be all right. This person is going to be fine. They're going to be looked after. They have so much of belief and faith. And I don't even have to ask them what religion they follow because that's not important to me. What's important is the faith and the belief that they have that they are going to be okay. So over the last couple of years, when we talk to these patients and we see miracles that happen, let me tell you the problem in the world today. We have so much of complication. We've built so many layers of emotions which become our identities over a while. Today, most people believe that without technology, human beings can't survive. Without medicine, human beings can't survive. And all of that stuff. We've created mindsets about it. We need technology. We need medicine. We need everything. Let's be upfront about that. But by putting on all of these layers of complication, the simplicity of prayer has been lost. That today when you tell someone to pray, people will say, oh, pray. No, they don't have faith and belief. It seems so insignificant because our minds have been tuned into a world of complication. Our mindsets have been molded and tuned into that only complication can work. Only complicated chemo can put a cancer patient in remission. Only the most complicated drug can heal a patient. Only the most fanciest doctor or nutritionist can heal a patient. It's not true. Absolutely not true. Healing and recovery can come from so many different avenues if we're open to it. It's something I call beyond medicine, where I say, take your treatments, you need your doctors, you need your chemo, you need your radiation, you need all of that. But don't put yourself into a box. Open up your horizon, your mind to an avenue of medicines that exist beyond. I'm not talking homeopathy, I'm not talking Ayurveda, no. I'm talking about the power of prayer. I'm talking about the belief in the possibility of a miracle. I'm talking about hope. I'm talking about sunshine. I'm talking about laughter. I'm talking about recovery. I'm talking about sleep. These are medicines beyond medicines, and they have immense power in them. Just because we don't look at something doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So maybe not too many people are looking into simplicities and things that work. because all the big money is in the big research. Only research things that have a money trail. But like I said, just because you don't look at it doesn't mean it doesn't exist, and it doesn't mean it cannot work. We ask science to explain all the miracles. We ask science to explain all the tumors that have melted in a gap of 24 hours. We ask science to explain all the remissions that have happened overnight. We ask science to explain all of these things, but science and medical literature writes it off as this is a one in a case, possibility. This is a phenomenon that happened. No one goes beyond that, but it still exists. It still exists. Those miracles happened. Those possibilities of a cancer disappearing overnight happened. There's no magic drug. There's no magic food. None of that. So you can't be lured into a fraud of someone saying, take this and your cancer is going to go. I am showing you the possibility of something that has happened, that has changed someone's life overnight, and that patient is living today. Term it as a miracle, term it as the outcome of a prayer, whatever it is. But for you, that is possibility. That is possibility, opportunity, and hope that that person could also be you. Take all the treatments in the world. I am here today to talk about the power of prayer. You see, meditation has been studied scientifically and medically. And today we know through research that meditation has the ability to change, to bring about physiological and biological change in your body, which means it can impact disease. It can impact disease very, very positively. It can impact every cell in the human body. Prayer, in a way, is meditation. Okay? Now, if you're that kind of person who wakes up to a to-do list, chant for 10 minutes, pray for 10 minutes, and you do it mindlessly, there is no power in your prayer because it doesn't become meditation. But people who take that one powerful prayer, or whatever it is, it doesn't even have to be a prayer which is tied into religion. Your prayer could be just offering someone, the intention of healing, the intention of getting better. You can pray for your neighbor to feel better, to recover from your heart with so much of depth and intention. That becomes prayer. You don't have to back it by a defined religion. Of course, if you follow a religion, that is your religion. But a prayer could be something as simple as intention, intending for people to get better, intending for suffering to get less, intending for someone's cancer to go into remission, intending for someone's diabetes to be reversed. That could be a simple prayer. Prayer equals energy. We all understand energy. Here's a simple example. If you don't believe in energy, you could be sitting in a room, and you're happy right now. And someone comes in that room, and with their negative energy, they just got to say one or two things, and they can change the energy of how you feel immediately, in an instance. Some people don't even have to talk. Their energy is so negative, they walk into a room and people around immediately feel there's a change in energy. At the same time, someone can come into that room, they have a very positive aura, they have a very positive energy, and they say positive things, creating a positive energy. And everyone in that room can immediately feel good. Even if they were feeling at their low, they can feel good. That is energy. Energy is limitless. Energy can destroy, energy can heal, energy can create, energy can destroy. It's as simple as that. All of us have the potential to create the energy around us. The way we think. I can create negative energy by thinking negatively. The words that come out of my mouth will be negative. Negative thought, negative feeling, negative action, my words, and it can create negativity around me. The same thing with positivity. So when we have all over smart science telling people when they're going to die based on statistics, they create a very negative energy, and usually if the patient doesn't have a strong mind, that is exactly the way their death follows. Because you've created that energy. Now, when it comes to prayer, prayer is energy. It is not dependent on a God or a person or whatever. I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking in general. Imagine if we can use that energy to heal people or heal yourself. You see, we've become so controlled by society that when we're in our deepest illness or our deepest low in life, or things aren't working for us and technology can't rescue us, medication can't rescue us anymore, everything around us that control us can't rescue us anymore, automatically what comes up is prayer. People start praying. People who have never prayed in their life and never believed in it, they start to pray. It is a natural energy that exists in us. But unfortunately, it's lost its shine because of all the bullshit that exists around us. all the social media, all the virtual reality trying to show us how life is, gets into our subconscious mind, and we believe that that is the way to live. We stop believing in mysteries, in powerful forces, invisible forces that exist around us, that no one can explain. But just because it can't be explained doesn't mean it does not exist. Look at every miracle that is documented in medicine and science. No explanation, but what does that mean? Why do we need an explanation? We don't need an explanation. For us, the positive people will see opportunity. They will see hope. It happened for these million people. It can happen for us as well. That is the power of prayer. Anyway, I have to talk about science. And today, when you go back and you go into NCBI, that's one of the most authentic science research databases on the internet. There is research about prayer, clinical studies done on the power of prayer, where groups of people were put into different prayer groups without knowing it. And yes, the clinical significance of the treatment. There were positive gains in the groups that were prayed for. You may want to go and read this, but it's a sad day when we need a scientific explanation to believe in the power of prayer. It's a sad day when we need that. Anyway, the research study showed improvements in schizophrenia, anxiety, cancers, cardiovascular diseases, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, which is technically everything. Everything. When a group of people prayed for a group of people who were suffering. Anyway, like I said, I don't want to talk about science because it's a sad day when we need science to explain or motivate us to do things which exist. We should never forget the invisible powers that exist there. Today, your same science that a lot of people only depend on cannot explain where human life comes from. It cannot explain the beauty of the fetus growing in your body. It cannot explain the brain. It cannot explain the subconscious mind. There's an invisible force that science cannot explain. It is a mystery. It exists. It's real. Just like I said, just because there's no explanation doesn't mean it is not true and it does not exist. Always remember, when you wake up in the morning, there is an invisible force that exists around you. When you sit back and reflect and go through your entire life, you realize that your action plan alone didn't get you through life. There was an invisible guiding force that got you through the ups and downs in life. And when you recognize that, you have a chance to be grateful. Gratitude moves into prayer. When we are really grateful, we realize that there are small miracles that happen in our day, almost every single day. If you really live a life of awareness, you will see that there are small miracles and large miracles that happen every single day. And when you focus on that, you have an opportunity to be grateful. And when you're grateful, you invite more of what is happening into your day. It's as simple as that. But there's a whole population of people that hides behind science. Science isn't making disease better. It is to some extent, but disease is getting worse. Like I said, it's good. Take all the medicine and the science, but there's something beyond that. And that is the energy that we need to channel into our lives today. Prayer. You don't have to be a religious person to pray. You can be a spiritual person and you can still believe in the power of prayer. So now let's talk about prayer and how it works. Prayer without faith and belief is useless. It's a waste of your time. A lot of people today rush through life saying a mindless, random prayer just so that they can say, oh, I did my prayers. And they go on through the day with worry and anxiety. You see, when you pray, there has to be belief and faith and then surrender. Every religion talks about it. But forget about that. The concept is your subconscious mind. Why do religions make you chant your prayers and say it over and over again? So it gets into your subconscious mind. And when you program your subconscious mind with that prayer, you begin to live that kind of a life. But most people rush through their prayer. Okay, everything is rushed through in life and we don't extract the benefit of that. But when people really pray, and you pray with faith and belief that your prayer is going to be answered, or if it's not answered, something better is going to happen for you, you surrender it. A lot of religious people, when they come to me and they say, hey, Luke, we pray every day. I say, why do you worry so much? If you prayed, you're supposed to surrender. So why are you trying to do God's job? Your job is to pray, surrender, pray with faith and believe it's going to happen and surrender. But people pray and they start trying to control everything. They go through fear and anxiety. Your prayer is useless. When you pray, you've prayed for relief, you prayed for protection, you prayed for everything. Now, why do you have fear and anxiety in you? Because you've not prayed with faith and belief and you've not surrendered it. People who don't surrender to prayer try to micromanage and control every aspect of their day. We try to control our lives from a space of fear. We want to be in control. Nothing works that way. You pray, faith, belief, and surrender. That is powerful prayer. Now, let's move away from religion and talk about a businessman who's built a beautiful business empire. He had a belief in his mind that he could do it. That belief translated into his subconscious mind and made that idea become a successful business. Okay, whether it was backed with prayer or not, it was backed with faith and belief. No businessman starts off, no successful businessman starts off with an idea and with failure in their mind. Right then they're going to fail. They start off with an idea and they believe it's going to be successful and they succeed. Faith, belief, and surrender. They don't wake up every day and they look at their belief and they start micromanaging it. No, they put the belief and faith out there and they surrender it. And then they start following an action plan that can lead them to their vision. That is the power of prayer. So many people don't understand it. They pray, they don't have faith, they don't have belief, and they go through worry and anxiety. Like, let's take the virus for an example right now. There's only so much we can do. The rest, we can pray that we'll be protected. Over and above that, can we do anything? No. What's the point of worrying? But when we pray with faith and with belief that we will be protected, and even if we fall sick, we will still be looked after and we will still be protected. And then we surrender that. That is the power of prayer. Power of prayer. And we see this in the older generations. You know, when I have cancer patients in their 60s and 70s and 80s, they are so much stronger than the people who come in their 30s and their 40s with cancer, because they have this faith and belief in them that, yeah, Luke, it's bad. A lot of them don't even want to take treatments. They're like, Luke, we're praying. We're praying. We'll be looked after. We'll be looked after. They don't even want to take the treatments. That is so much of faith and belief. We still guide them to take the treatments because they got to do what is right for them. So we say, take the treatments and pray. Add 2 of them together and you may just get better. It's as simple as that. So group energy and group prayer is so powerful. So powerful. So when you look at congregations, you have temples, you have churches, all of these, they bring people together. Because imagine when you're praying together, there's a new energy, there's a different energy. How many of you have ever gone into an empty ashram or an empty temple or an empty church and you just prayed and you feel different? You feel an energy within you. That is the energy that is created in that space with thousands and thousands and thousands of people who come there to pray, to create a different energy. You don't go and sit in the church and temple and plot an evil scheme. At least I hope you don't do that. But people go to pray. They pray with faith and belief, and that creates so much of positive energy in that place. That place itself becomes healing on its own, irrespective of the religion. So you have to understand the power of prayer. It's your choice. Today, a lot of people out there denounce prayer. They denounce all. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. But never forget that there was an invisible, intelligent force that built you as a human being. And when you reflect on your life, you've not got through life without that invisible force. No way at all. You see, after a point in life, money can't fix many things. Medicine can't fix many things. Your status can't fix many things. Society can't fix many things. All the expensive material things you have can't fix many things. And then we start moving towards spirituality and prayer. As you age, you realize, people hit spirituality in their 40s and 50s and 60s when they realize that everything around them is meaningless and there's a deeper meaning to life. Well, if you can find that while you're a teenager, while you're in your 20s and 30s, you're going to have a way more wholesome life. A way more powerful life. So take everything that you need, but there is the power of prayer. Like I said, don't attach religion to it if you don't want to. But when you say something or you intend for something with belief in your mind and with faith, it is going to happen the right way in divine order. It is going to happen at some point. And over and above that, there's destiny. There is destiny. We can't control destiny. But what we have in control is the power of prayer. When people get together to pray for people, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable what happens. Everyone focused on the healing of someone. And that's why prayer groups also work. Irrespective, independent of religion, the power, that energy that comes towards healing is massive. So if you're in a family that prays to you, families before used to pray together. It's such a beautiful concept. At the end of your day, everyone prays together as a family. They give thanks for the day gone by. They pray for people who are sick. These are beautiful concepts that have existed. And believe it or not, we will eventually all go back to our roots. you know, because nothing in this world is giving us meaning now. Everything that we depended on, which is, you know, superficial, which is technology, social media, all of this, you know, people are not getting meaning out of it anymore. People are absolutely not getting meaning out of it. And when we get stripped of all of this virtual reality crap, we'll come down to our inner selves, and that's when we realize the power of spirituality and the power of prayer. So whoever you are out there, if you're going through disease right now, anything in your life isn't going through well for you, I encourage you to look at the power of prayer. Okay? Put your egos and your prides down, look into your heart, and find the power to pray for yourself. If you can't find the power to pray for yourself, find the power to pray for someone else first. Because you feel so good when you can pray from your heart for someone else out there. And then automatically when people start praying for you, it's a beautiful energy. Like I always say, energy can't be contained. You release and unleash the right energy, and it becomes like a chain reaction. Okay, you release the wrong energy, it becomes destruction. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep.